friends, Rosanna here with Nest of Petals. Thank you so much for joining me today on FlossTube number 4. If you are a subscriber and are returning to watch my newest video, thank you for being here and returning. And if you are new, welcome. I hope you love all things crafting. I love to create things such as cross-stitch items, knitting, quilting, embroidery, and so much more. So if all of those things interest you, please hit the bell and subscribe. Everyone that left a comment last time, thank you guys for doing that. I will be honest, I love reading those. And I will say, I think that's probably one of my favorite things to do is when you guys are commenting and we're able to interact and really learn one another and grow together on this journey with my FlossTube channel. So thank you for all of those beautiful comments. Today I'm going to talk about 2 items that I've fully finished. One I need to frame, so I'm going to be inserting a photo on that. I'm waiting for Hobby Lobby to finish their frame process. One, I need your help on deciding if I should change the frame color. I'm going to talk also about some whips. I have a small haul and I'm kicking one item to the curb and I have a small haul. So yeah, I did want to kind of give you guys just a little life update. So I don't think I've ever said this. I have a family of 5 siblings. I'm the middle child and I have 2 older sisters than me, a younger sister and a younger brother. My second sister, we went to her house this weekend. My mom came over here. And we went up to my sister's house and celebrated her son. He recently got engaged, so she threw him an engagement party. So we were able to meet her side of the family, enjoy food, laugh, watch videos of when him and her were younger. So congratulations to them. And my mom and I, my youngest daughter went with us. We went to a quilt shop that we've never been to up north. And we got some fabric. We got fabric. She got some linen. She's going to make herself a shirt. And then I got me some fabric because we're going to start a quilt together. So stay tuned for that when I share my haul. But yeah, so let's get started. So I'm going to insert What Remains by Blackbird Design. So you'll see it here. And I just finished that. I told you guys on my last FlossTube that would be completed within the next 2 weeks and uploaded. So I wanted to share that I started that on June 10th and I finished it fully on August 20th. Waiting for Hobby Lobby to give me a call because I did do a custom frame for that. I didn't have one on hand. So when I share my next floss tube with you guys, number 5, you will see that one officially completed. I love the frame. I did steal the one my mom has for hers because she also completed What Remains. So stay tuned for that because I'm going to share both of ours in my next video. The other one that I finished I'm going to share is the Scarlet House, and we are the sampler makers. So this was the pattern, and I did it on R&R reproduction, and here is the finish, and it's Liberty Gathering Gray, and it's on 36 count, and I did the call for DNC. So this is what I need your help with. I'm trying to decide. So this is an old vintage frame. I got it thrifted a couple of years ago. I took the picture out that was in here. This is not the original. So the original is wood, I believe. And the person that had it prior, they just painted over. So I'm trying to decide. So if you guys could leave a comment and let me know, should I strip the paint off or leave it be? So if you can let me know, because I'm not sure what I want to do, because this color, I think it looks good, I think it works, but it doesn't really go with my home decor style. So I want everything, what's the word I'm looking for? Aesthetically pleasing and I don't think it would be pleasing at the moment. So let me know what you guys think. Paint, strip it. I'm open for all possibilities. So fully finished. We are the sampler makers. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so those are my only 2 finishes for the last 2 weeks, fully finishes. Let's go ahead and go into whips. And again, I only made progress on one. I'm gonna save that one to the end. And that's because I've been working on that one specifically the most, because I'm trying to get it done. And I'll talk more about why in a moment. But let's go ahead and share. The first one is Summer Quaker, and it's Layla Studios. And Samantha at Higgy Stitcher has a sale for this one going on. The current sale is Live in the Sunshine sale. So if you guys want to join, you're able to do so over on Instagram. I'll leave that information in the description box. Also, if you guys aren't following me over on Instagram, please do so. Nest of Petals as well. So you'll pretty easy to follow me. I'm same on YouTube as on Instagram. So this one I am using Not Another Sampler. It's 40 count and it's Bee Stitch Me. So this is where I'm at. So since my last time with you guys, let's see, I finished this strip. I added these. I started the little white item there. And that's Fresco. So yeah, Summer Quaker. And this one's so beautiful. I've seen so many people, again, because it's a sale, like they're joining in and they're sharing their progress, and it's a beauty. So highly recommend that one. The other one that I've been doing some stitching on is IA 1812, and this is from my friend Anita at Northumberland. And this is a reproduction sampler that she did. And the linen is reproduction sampler, 40 count cream. Oops, scratch that. It's a reproduction sampler. And the linen is Zweigart 40 count, and it's cream, the color. So this is what I've done. And since the last time I saw you guys, let's see, I did the R, I added more of this, I did the little triangle, did down here, and I started the letter B. So this one I've actually, I'm trying to make it more of like a 2 strands a day piece, because I want to get this one done. It's a beautiful piece, and again, I shared what it looks like, so highly recommend that one. The other one I put some stitches in is the Red Deer Sampler, and this is from GGR, who I love. I love all of her patterns that she has. So here is this one. And I've seen a couple of people working this. It's the colors are just stunning. I love it. Okay, this one I'm doing 40 count Newcastle Summer Khaki. And what I was able to do on this one is start some of the flowers, which these colors, guys, I think are just so vibrant and beautiful. Like this one is stunning. So I can actually, there's a motif that comes out here. Let me show the picture. This one right here. So I can actually, if I wanted to, I could start on that. So I might do that going into the next 2 weeks. So that's the Red Deer sampler. All right. The next one is my early opening flowers, and it's by Brenda Gervais. And this one is also another stitch along by Shiloh at X Stitch MD and Lindsay at Cat Fur and Cross Stitch. And the hashtag for this one on Instagram is Every Opening Flower, SAL. And I'm doing this one on a 40 count. So here's the picture. 40 count Be Stitch Me, Not Another Sampler fabric. And what I've accomplished on this one is I did the little stand of the beehive, and then I started this border down there. So I love this one. I love them all. If you guys haven't done if you can't tell. I told my mom I'm not going to do something that I'm not like obsessed and in love with, because I don't want to bring it into my home and not walk past it and be like, oh, it's so beautiful. Like, I'm so happy I stitched that. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to continue to do. So yeah. Okay. The next one is, this I know. I only did very small grass stitching on this. So not tons, but I'll still share it with you guys. So I just added more grass down here since the last time that we spoke. And I did that on a day where I just needed to not look at a pattern. And this is the pattern that I'm doing. So it's by Plum Street Sampler. And I did my linen on a 40 count, Cream by Zweigart. So again, very little update, but it's some, so I'm sharing it with you. Again, all I did was a little bit of grass. So stay tuned, because this is also going to be added to maybe a possible finish within the next month or so, because it's smaller. So I'm trying to think of things that won't take too long. Like, I know my samplers, those ones are going to be a lot longer. So those will be more of like my 7-day, like dedicated working on those throughout the month. So trying to still figure out my strategy, since I just started, you know, kind of like my agenda on how to work my different stitches. So once I get into the groove and I don't sidetrack and do a lot of other things, I think it will keep me on track of how to get these things more accomplished and make more progress. But since I do own my small shop, those do suppress over my stitching, you know, depending on when I have to get that done. So my next one I'm going to share, and this one's kind of like a bummer because I've made a huge boo-boo. Well, it was a minor boo-boo, and then from there it turned into like a huge thing. So My Early Days by Plum Street Samplers. And this one I did this on my last video, and this was included with other items that I worked on in my last video. So if you guys saw FlossTube number 3, you would have noticed almost everything I worked on within that 2-week time frame, I made some type of boo-boo, some type of mistake. So I had some of you guys even comment like maybe it was something in the air because the same thing happened to you. I don't know what it was, but all I know is, yeah, she went in timeout after I fixed it. So what happened is I started working down here because I wanted to get the full border down on the left side. And then I went over here and I started working my way up to connect the tree to the border, because over here is grass. And if you can see, they're not lining up. So once I saw that it wasn't lining up, I was like, holy moly, guacamole. I didn't say that, but I wasn't a happy camper. So I put her to the side and I'm like, I need to work on something else. So started something else and spoke to my mom about it. And she's like, well, you can send me the pictures and I'll look at it for you, which I did. But later that day, after I kind of, for me personally, like I have to disconnect in order to actually find out where my mistake is. Because if I look at something too long, I won't notice or see like it physically, like where it's at. So where I started was the border. So I went all the way down here, wasn't nothing. And then I started on this border. And the mistake was, and I've already fixed the mistake that was here. It was here. I added an extra stitch. So instead of it being 8, it was 9. So from this little mistake, this whole, not the butterfly, this and this whole thing, so the motif and the tree, those all need to come out. Because again, it needs to move over 1. So even though I fixed the mistake up here, obviously you can tell I haven't taken out what needs to come out. And I didn't want to do that until this new week started up after my video, because I had to focus on a lot of things. And I was like, you know what? I at least fixed where I knew the mistake was. And then the other part is just, again, all coming out. So that's not something I thought was too bad where I needed to do it like immediately. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. So that's on my to-do list for the next 2 weeks, is take those 2 items out and then just start over. So me personally, I know some individuals, like they'll tweak it or make it work. I know it's there and it will bug me if I leave it there. So I have to take them out. That's just me. I know everybody's different. Okay, my last whip. So this is the one that I've given my most time to for stitching the last 2 weeks, and that is Stacy, Nash, and it's Halloween at Hollyberry. And I love this one. You can tell with my slight singing voice. So I was at my mom's house, I think last Monday, and I think it was actually, it might have been then, it was maybe, last time I was over her house, I think maybe the 13th or something like that. It was around that time frame. So I was talking to her about how I wanted to get the Halloween at Hollyberry like finished, and I was like, I'm giving myself till October 13th because I want to be able to have it fully finished. I want it framed. I want to be able to show and like have her somewhere in the house for Halloween. I'm not a big Halloween like decor gal, So in all honesty, when I seen like different Halloween designs, they're more on the cutesy side, and I'm not much of a cutesy girl. I like more of this style, which is, I know it's like primitive, but it's also like very antique looking, but yet subtle and simple. It's just like a classy look. So I told my mom October 13th is like the time I'm gonna have it done, and she goes, well, I'm gonna beat you. And I was like, no, you're not. So we have a little stitching competition going on with Halloween at Hollyberry Farms. So this is where I am at, and she's telling me she's not working on it right now because she's given me a head start, but I still told her I'm gonna kick her butt even if she gave me a head start. So let me fix this so you guys can see it. And this one I'm doing 40 count weeks dye work, and I'm doing the call for colors, which on the DMC side, and it's Confederate gray fabric. So this time I've worked on all of this. I've done all of this, and I finished the Weeping Willow. And this one's beautiful. I love it. So I have maybe a few more flowers going this way, and then I can start doing this way border and start the alphabet. So this again is the one I've been giving my most time to. And everything that I stitch, I do one thread over two. So, Halloween at Hollyberry by Stacy Nash. All right, let's see. So I did have two starts. If you guys remember my last video, I talked about how Lauren and I at New Hampshire Stitcher, we are doing a stitch along, and it's Pumpkin Please Autumn Sal. So if you guys are on Instagram, and you are also doing or want to start Grace Douth Abound by Plum Street Samplers, you need to do so. And make sure you use that hashtag and tag Lauren and myself so we can go over and give you some love on that item that you're stitching on. So again, this is what I'm working on, and I hope you guys can see this. So Grace Douth Abound. And the called for on this was 36 count baked clay, and they did it over one strand over two. So I did not use the called for. I am using Picture This Plus on a 40 count, and the color is Ale. And then I'm using the DMC colors. And this is what I've done in the last 2 weeks on this one. And I love the dark of the fabric, how it makes the colors pop a little bit more. I think it gives it more of that fall feeling. And the thing I think is so stinking cute. So this deer is tall and skinny with the long legs, and then this one is short. I think it's so funny. Like, when do you ever see a little short stubby deer? So, Grace Douth Abound. Again, if you guys are on Instagram, please follow us there and use the hashtag. Would love to see what you guys are working on as well. The other one that I started, and this one's a GGR. I talked about this on my last video. And let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have this written anywhere. So it's the color red, and this is going to be one of my red samplers. So I plan on And I'll show you guys one day, but in my home, like when you walk through the front door, to the left is our stairs, and there's a wall that's in front of the stairwell. I'm gonna have my red samplers there, so it's gonna be like a red sampler wall. And this will be one that will be on that wall. And again, it's the color red by GGR. I'm calling this one actually the donkey sampler because I love donkeys and he's so cute. I like him. So I started this one, and what I did the last 2 weeks is I finished the cornucopia, and then I started the little X down here. And this one, I actually purchased the linen from Sherry at Colorado Cross Stitcher, I believe is her name here. Let me double check before I tell you guys wrong. Yep, Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher. So she has a small business, and I love being able to support small shops. So I got a 40 count, and it's just white linen. So I wanted something that was bright, that was gonna really show off the red samplers that I'm doing. And this one I did the called for DMC, which was 498. And this is what I've gotten done so far. So I think it's beautiful. I can't wait to get more done on this one. And the red samplers, I do this on Thursday. So this is my focus piece every Thursday. All right. So those are my whips, my fully finished, my 2 starts. The next thing I'm going to talk about is going into the month of September. It's back to school, like big, big, I'm not going to say the word, like the word but, sampler month. So I've seen tons of people starting to post what sampler they're going to be working on. I did talk about this on my last video because it was a new haul. What I will be working on is GGR MJ 1810. So it's a beautiful big sampler, and I love the birds, like the birds swinging. Oh, it's so beautiful. So I'm trying to decide which side I'm going to start on. My first thought is this side, but we shall see. And I'm not using the called for linen on this one. What I decided on was something totally opposite. So if you can tell in the picture, they're using like a light beige, kind of like a parchment from Weeks Dye Works. And I actually went complete opposite. So I'm gonna do 40 count and the color Straw from Weeks Dye Work. And this is the color I will be using. And I think, and I got all my floss yesterday, so it's called for DMC. So these are the colors, and I think it's just gonna make it pop even more. It's gonna just be spectacular. So I'm really, really looking forward to this one. So I will be starting this on Friday. September 1st is when it kicks off. I will put the hashtag for that one. And if you guys tag Lauren at New Hampshire Stitcher so she can kind of see who's playing along, what everybody is stitching, it's going to be really fun. So I'm super, super excited about that. Let's see. One item I kicked to the curb for now. So I shared this one with you guys on my very first FlossTube, and it was Pringles. And I decided to kick this one to the curb for now because I'm not happy with the linen. So the linen is a mystery fabric and it's a 32 count. And it's a gray with like silver sparkly stuff. And I didn't have much done. I'm going to share with you what I did have. So this is what I had. But the last time I worked on this was my floss tube number 2. I think it was before I even shared that video with you guys. And I was thinking and thinking as I was working it. And the fabric is itchy. And even though it's Christmas and the fabric is very Christmas-y, it's just not me. So I was talking to my mom about it and she was like, just change the fabric. So this one is kicked to the curb and I need to find new fabric for it. But that one's a huge piece and I'm not, what's the word? Because Christmas is around the corner, I know I won't be able to finish it for this year. So once I find the actual fabric, then I will start working on it, but I'm not, I guess, pressed on trying to find the fabric for that one right now. Like there's other items that I'm working on or other patterns that I'm seeing that I want to cross stitch. So yeah, so that's just on the back burner for now. I did get a few haul and I saw Sarah at the Stitchy Spot. She is working on this one. My youngest daughter, she loves Halloween. So I thought I could actually, in her room, maybe do like a Halloween wall. She's kind of still a little skeptical about it and kind of like, I don't know if I want to have you do that. But I think once they're done and she sees it, she might change her mind. So the first haul that I got is Lady Halloween from Jardine Prevey, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I don't have the fabric for it as of yet. I know on the back side it does give you another option for color design. I'm going to be doing it in all black. So that's my first haul. The next haul, I've also seen Sarah at the Stitchy Spot working on this one. Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs, which I think is beautiful. I think it's so cute. I love the border. Love it. And then the last cross stitch that I got pattern is Halloween Quaker from Layla Studios. And I've actually seen several people work on this one. I even think the Seattle Stitcher, she's working on this one as well. So stay tuned for whips on these. I just need to find my fabric and get the floss for it. So those are my patterns that I recently got. I did also get new linen from my friend Anita over at Northumberland house. And she's on Etsy, so she hand dyes her linen herself. This one's a 40 count, and I needed a specific color for a pattern that I will talk to you guys more about possibly on my next floss tube, so stay tuned for that. And I was able to name it, and I chose the name Irish Coffee. So this is the linen color, which I love it. It's so beautiful. So stay tuned for what I'll be stitching on that. And then another haul that I got, and this is not cross stitching, is a Knitter's Year. and we went to Barnes and Noble's 2 weekends ago. And typically I do not, when we go there, like I'll skim and look at different things, but I saw this knitting pattern, and my mom and I used to knit all the time. We're self-taught. I taught her actually because she knew how to crochet. So I taught her like the basics, and then we've just learned from there. So I saw this book and the patterns are stunning. And let me actually share. I don't know if you guys are obsessed with flowers, but this lilac bush, I mean, it's pretty much a tree. I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have a bush, but it hasn't bloomed like that. So we actually are going to be working on, my mom and I, a cardigan. I got some yarn the other day and I went and picked up a size 8 knitting needle, and I needed a 40-inch in length. So I got that actually yesterday from a local knitting store who is new to me because I never even knew they were in my area. So it's going to be something like this, and let me show you. Where is it at? Like, this is something I want to do in the spring, but that's not what we're working on. But here, just to show you kind of like a picture of what's going on in this book. But I'll insert a picture of what my mom and I are going to be making. We're going to do a cardigan. Mine's like a gray heather or heath color. So she just did her gauge. I need to do mine. That's on my to-do list today. And then we'll start on that. The other thing, so quilt update from last time. I'll insert a picture of the quilt that I'm working on. And I was able to find the designer and the name of the quilt. It was a free pattern. So Pat Sloan, and it's called the Posy Reef. So I did work a little bit on that, guy, so you'd be proud of me, giving myself a pat on the back. And I counted yesterday morning, I have 10 more blocks, and then I can work on the outer border, and then I can bind off. So I was thinking if I can get 1 block done a day, but that's at least like 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. And I don't know if I want to give that much up because I do want to focus on knitting the cardigan and also cross stitching. So stay tuned on how I decide on how I'm going to do that. But I was able to find the name of the quilt, and again, I'll link it in the description box for you guys too. My mom and I are also going to start another quilt. We did go to a quilting shop in Northern Virginia over the weekend before we went to my sister's. I did go to Joann's and I got this like off-white color. We're going to be doing a hexagon quilt. I'll share a picture if I can find one of kind of what mine's going to look like. I pulled the colors that a quilter is using on one of hers, which I thought was stunning. I love mustard, the color mustard. So I got this from the quilter shop. And when I was at Joann's yesterday, I got the hexagons. I got my basting thread, my quilting thread. So this will be something I probably start within the next day or so. Starting to get my hexagons and the fabrics and basting it all together. So yeah. What else? Fresco is right next to me, so I'm gonna grab him so I can share him with you guys, because he's been hanging out with me and he's actually coming my way. He's been hanging out with me the whole time I've been chatting with you guys. So here's my baby. He is a ragdoll male. His name is Fresco, and I think he needs a haircut, but he keeps me warm. He snuggles with me. He is the sweetest little thing. I love him to pieces. He will be 8 this month. Oh, how handsome. Yeah, just my baby. So Lilu is sleeping. This is her nap time. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Yeah, I can't think of anything else, but I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again for being here. If you are new, welcome. And to all my current subscribers, I appreciate you guys continuing to support me on my channel. So thank you again, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of the week. Happy stitching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Love you mucho.